What's up, YouTube fam? This is Daryl and I'm back with another video. Today we'll be talking about how the prices of living is affecting our younger generation and our older generation, everybody for real. And we're going to be discussing about a YouTuber who went viral for living in her van. Her name is Jennelle. Did she give us a play? Did she give us an insight of the future of what it was going to be? And if y'all wonder how I'm doing,
see what my uncle doing, man. Uncle Wayne. What's up, baby?
What's good, my boy?
How you?
Staying out the way.
Okay, that boy clean, man.
No, for real.
and if it don't apply, let it fly. Let's get to it. What's up, y'all? Y'all see this young lady right here? Do y'all remember her? Her name is Jennelle. Now, 5 years ago, she posted a video of her living in her van, and it got millions of views on YouTube. A lot of people was curious about how she got all these views off of one video, and they thought YouTube, was on her side and just gave her a lot of love. But was this a sign of telling us what it was going to be in the future and what people and how people life was possibly going to be in order to survive out here, of how the prices are right now of living? Was this a sign to tell us this is what our young generation is going to have to go through in order to make it here in this country? But we're about to just take a look at the video of what people been going through here lately and how people been living. So let's get into this first video.
Am I the only one who feels like I will never stop living paycheck to paycheck? The economy we live in is trash. The jobs we work for are trash. They pay you the bare minimum, but want you to show up and give your 110%. How does that work? These houses, they want you to pay $1,000+ for rent, and they're 1980 houses. You got to have a deposit, last month's rent, first month's rent. Like, why do I need to pay last month's rent? I don't understand that. Car insurance, car payments, they're rip-offs. Why am I paying $300 for car insurance? I don't understand. Health insurance, skyrocket. Food, skyrocket. Like, I just don't understand how I will ever be able to afford to wake up and go hop on a plane and enjoy my best life. I just don't understand. By the time my kids get to adulthood, they're gonna have to pay to open the door to walk out of their own house. I really, really, really rather be a cockroach crawling on the ground for free than have to live this life every day. Like, I can't be the only one who feels this way. Like, I need to know, y'all that get to wake up and take trips and go across country and do $100 shopping sprees at Target every single day, what are you doing? What's the secret to life? What is the secret recipe that you have that we don't have? Let us know.
All right, y'all. See, the one thing that you got to understand is that the United States is a corporation. They don't care about your feelings. It's straight business. But when it comes to their feelings, of course, it's going to be a problem. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to bring the law down on you. But when it comes to regular people, man, they don't care, And then if you want to ask people how they doing it, how they doing it because they already there. I mean, they was already, for the majority of the people, was already raised in houses, that family already owned business. So they already there. And you can ask yourself, like, dang, it's 2024. Why we haven't moved forward? I mean, it's like, why we haven't moved forward with all this technology? You know what I'm saying? We supposed to be making life better as we continue to grow. But apparently it's not happening here. And a lot of people want to blame it on greedy people. You know what I'm saying? That exactly might what it be. Because if you grew up in a house, you already rich, and you the one that's going out here starting businesses, you don't know how I feel at the bottom. So you just worrying about getting the profit. And the sad part about it, we the one that becomes the casualties about it. The casualties of it.
Talk to me, y'all. You got the rent, the light bill, the gas bill. You may have a car note. Got to put gas in the car. You have to keep the maintenance on the car. You may have children that are in school or in sports. You do work 40 hours a week, but by the time they snatch the taxes out, you have just enough to cover your bills. Your next paycheck is already accounted for because it's going to the same bills. How are y'all maintaining? How are you maintaining your sanity? I am tired. And I know we in the era where we want to show everybody that we have it like that. But I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. I ain't got it like that. You work a job where they don't. Some people, now this, I know a lot of people, they'll work overtime. My job doesn't offer overtime. And by the time I get off, everything else is closed in my area. Or you try to work remote, but these jobs, they'll place some listings on Indeed, but they ain't calling you back with a great resume, right? How are you all maintaining? Life is very expensive. And I remember like years ago where like minimum wage was like $10, $12 an hour and we were living. Why is it that every single thing is expensive now? How are y'all maintaining? How are y'all doing it? Everybody is not a business owner. Everybody can't be content creators. So I get it. Like for the people that's like me that has to have a 9 to 5 or 11 to 7:30. How are y'all doing it? I shouldn't have to wake up and money be on my mind. So whereas it's bills. Recently I took a vacation and I tried to block out my thoughts, but it was nothing but bills on my mind. How are y'all doing it? Why are they going up on rent like this? Like who? $700-800 in taxes just snatched out of our checks. How are y'all doing it? I'm tired. I'm gonna keep going. I'm not gonna stop. But something has to give. It's getting very weird.
Hey, I can't tell you the last time I woke up and say, I'm about to just go out here and do what I want to do and just enjoy my day, you know, have fun, enjoy my family, go do this and go do that. I do just wake up thinking about just bills and how to get ahead. But one thing about us Americans, you know what I'm saying, we strong people, we don't give up. So don't give up. Stay strong, sister, and keep on fighting through it. But you can see why people making moves the way they making moves nowadays by finding other means of living, like going to their car. Let's check this next video out.
It's no way around not living check to check. We all living check to check at this fucking point. Because you want to live in a good neighborhood, right? You don't want to live in the hood. Bills and shit, all this shit is not doing nothing but going up. The average fucking apartment, 1 bedroom is like $1,500-$1,600. Especially if you living on your own, that's what make it twice as harder. That's why people always try to go out for like a second source of income. Really just to have some free fucking money. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of fucked up because it's like, okay, let's say you work 2 jobs. You work 2 jobs, you don't have no fucking time to yourself. Because when you away from the first job that you at, you thinking about going to the damn second job. Or you got to get ready to go to that second job. Like, I swear, like, the economy nowadays is like, it's to the point where it's meant for us to struggle. Like, a motherfucker making $25 an hour back in motherfucking 2014, that's goddamn $50 an hour. Now $25 an hour is like $16 an hour. Like, what the fuck? You already got to worry about rent. And then you got to worry about bills outside of your house. Phone bill, car note, and you know it's a law to have insurance. And that ain't even half of the bills that majority of us got. That's why it be so hard to, you know, save money and fucking just maintain a good living at least. I get it, you gotta work without looking at the clock, but god damn.
You know, it's just a big game, you know. And I hate that, you know, I feel like our government is ran by like a foreigner, somebody who don't even care about us. You know, I know they know what's going on. I mean, we got all this social media, people talking about this, people talking about that and everything. But at the same time, I feel like they just don't care about us. And reason why, yeah, I say them because they supposed to have our back. You know, we go out here and bust our butts every day, you know what I'm saying, to keep our country running. And this is what we get. Prices going up, more taxes coming out, higher insurance, everything is just going up. I mean, you can name it. It's just going up. And our younger generation got to pay the price even harder than us, who already was kind of like grandfather in houses that they bought that with low interest rate or bought cash houses, and that's cool. It's crazy. But we're going to get into this next video.
You know, back in the day, you used to be able to quit your job, get unemployment for a couple of weeks, take a break, relax, get on Indeed, apply to maybe 4 5 jobs, get 3 callbacks, go on a couple of interviews. In 5 days, you got 2 jobs. Nowadays, you quit your job, you better pray to God on your hands and knees that you able to find another one. It is too expensive for you to not have a job. It ain't never been like this. It ain't never been like this. It's people on here that's been applying to jobs for 6 months straight. I'm talking they putting in 50 applications a day. You know how many applications that is to submit in 1 month if you doing 50 a day? Somebody submitted like 3,000 applications on here. He said he only got 15 callbacks and 3 interviews and none of them he got the job. It is so hard to get a job nowadays. It's ridiculous. But it's too expensive not to have a job. And unemployment is not hitting like it used to. I'm sorry, but if you don't have a job right now, your only option is to rob, steal, or kill. I'm sorry. It's the government's fault.
Back in the days, it used to be easy to go get a job. You know, it was always somebody hiring. At times, like now, it depends on what job you looking for. You know what I'm saying? You'll be able to get it. I feel like the corporate world is kind of harder now, you know, with all this remote working and all this type of stuff, and people don't want to go in the office. I mean, that's a different subject for a different time. But, you know, I can see that's been harder. But even with them back in the day, it used to be easy just to find another job. It's not like that now. It's not like that now. And then when people can't find jobs, I mean, come on now, what you expect people to do? They gonna go out here, rob, steal, and scam, and do whatever they gotta do to survive. Especially when they got comfortable living a certain way. People don't want to lose their stuff. I'm not saying people don't need to make better decisions, but at the same time, right now, stuff is not adding up. But so we gotta look and see what a lot of people is doing now, you know what I'm saying, to survive this stuff.
How are people affording life right now?
We are affording it by living in cars. You see that? That's the world. The world's out there. I'm sitting at the park, minding my business, painting or drawing. And I just had an officer come pull up and, like, ask what I was doing. Like, I've been living in my car for over a year. I come here often, yes. And I stay here all day a lot of times. I don't litter, I don't play loud music, I'm not doing anything illegal at all. I'm literally sitting here fucking coloring. I just don't understand why I can't just be left the fuck alone. He was nice enough, but I'm just like, am I doing anything wrong? He's like, no, I just saw a lot of stuff in your car, and I know some people sleep here. I just wanted to make sure you weren't. I don't think people are paying tax dollars for you to police people napping in cars. I'm just tired of this shit.
We're already trying to raise our rent. And because of that, we had a whole like dispute thing with our landlord this morning. And because of that, I'm already on plan B, C, D all the way up to Z in my head, and I'm trying to find already another place as a backup in case we do have to move. Why is it that no place near us that can accommodate me and my child and my man is affordable? Nothing is affordable in this city at all. 2-3 bedroom apartments and the prices are $3,000-$4,000, even $5,000. That's fucking ridiculous. And I'm crying because I know everybody's gonna come at me talking about, oh, so just move, I can use that money to rent a house somewhere else. I understand that. My family's here, my friends are here, my community. I don't want to leave home, you know? And it's so frustrating because like so many of us go through this that we have to eventually leave our homes because we can't afford to be here anymore. And I'm fucking frustrated. My family is here, my best friends are here, and that's all I have. And the fact that we might have to leave and relocate another state hurts. We can't even afford to live home anymore. I'm just upset. And I just needed to vent because I know this is something so many other people go through. And I know I don't really talk about it on my page, but I relate to all of you, and it fucking sucks. And I know that my city is losing its people because of the rent, because of the price of living. This shit is ridiculous. I hate it.
I told myself I would never cry on the internet because I think that's so lame. But I just got our rent renewal thing for our apartment complex, and it's going up by $300 a month. $300 for a 1-bedroom apartment that is not updated in any sort of way. And our complex doesn't even have like nice amenities. Like we have a tiny pool and a tennis court. Like this is not a luxury apartment complex. We already pay, with all the fees and everything included, $2,000 a month, and now we're going to be paying $2,300 a month for this tiny apartment. And that's just so frustrating. I don't understand how people can live in this world anymore, and I just don't want to move again because that's so much work and more money, and it's stressful trying to find another place, and it's just so annoying. And now I feel like I need to get a new job, and I just got this job and I like it, but it's not paying me nearly what I need. And so now I'm gonna have to go through applying to jobs again, which I did for like a whole year plus until I found this job. So I'm gonna have to go through all of that again. It's just not fair.
See, the younger generation, they can't afford this stuff. So they move into their cars, working and stacking their money. And unfortunately, in my city, which is Kansas City, they passed a law, you know, on homeless people. Like they passed a law like you can't be homeless. You know, they see you out somewhere living, but on the streets, littering and stuff, they arrest you. Which I agree with that. But this young lady right here, she living in her car, just trying to find somewhere to pass time. You know what I'm saying? Stimulate her mind, and she getting harassed for it. People complaining, and it's just so sad that people just don't understand what people going through, and they want to put that judgment out there on it, you know. But at least these people not asking the government, trying to live off the government. They doing it themselves the best way that they can, and I salute these people because I know how hard it is out here, and it sucks. We're going through hard times right now. Now let's get into this next video, because the older generation can't seem to understand that, what's going on in these times, because how it was for them back in their time when price of living was real low. Let's get into it.
Yes, my daughter was telling me that the rent prices have gone up because she is moving into an apartment, and she was telling me the rent prices are through the roof. And when she gave me the prices for rent, I just couldn't believe it. She was telling me that the rent prices for like a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment, you're looking at maybe $1,500 or more. I just couldn't believe it, because I was telling her when I had an apartment, I had 1,800 square feet, 3 bedroom, 2 full bath, and the rent was probably maybe $750, maybe $800 a month. She was like, Ma, that is not the rent prices no more. So then we get into an argument. We end up going back and forth about the cost for rent. She was like, Ma, rent is not $750 to $850 a month for rent anymore, and definitely not for no 1,800 square foot apartment. I'm like, okay, if that's what you say. So I priced some apartments. I went online to go call some places in the area to check prices for a 1-bedroom apartment, just in case I ended up needing somewhere to stay for maybe a week or two. Maybe I was going to do maybe like a 3-month lease or a 6-month lease or something like that before transitioning to my new home, blah, blah, blah. In calling to get the rent prices, Kayla knew what she was talking about. For a 1-bedroom, I spoke to a woman, and she was the leasing agent was telling me that the rent was going to be, it had tiers, depending on how long the lease was, whether you do 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, or a year. If you did a year lease, the rent was going to be like maybe $1,500. If you did like a 9-month lease, it was going to be maybe like $1,700, and it continued to go up. The shorter the lease, the more it cost. We're talking about for a 1-bedroom, and she told me that the size was, I think 650 square feet. I about collapsed. I couldn't believe it. Had no idea. So needless to say, I didn't do that option. I figured out how we can do a back-to-back closing on my house to go into this next house, and we're going to call it a day. And I'm going to stay for maybe a week with my eldest daughter at her place because she lives right next door to my job within a few miles. So that's that. Rents through the roof. I just had no idea that things had just gotten to be to this point.
I know what's crazy is that it's so much that goes on and so much change that happens in life that the older generation don't even understand what's going on for the younger generation. I mean that's crazy how it changes like that, or how the government is set up to where you have that much change from your generation to the next generation. It's just completely different, and the older generation don't understand and can't comprehend what's going on. I did have a house, well, multiple houses some years back. A house was, I had a house, 3-bedroom house. I paid $550 a month for $550 a month. That was gravy, especially compared to now. I mean, I looked up that same house right now, and it's $1,800, the same exact house. And it's just sad. It's just sad because they know damn well that people ain't making that much money at work to sustain these houses, you know, and greedy people is continuing to raise the rent like they gonna figure it out. But what this lady said, she had to move in, you know, with her elder daughter. Unfortunately, at times that ain't what you want to do, but with times changing, that's what we gonna have to do. If it comes to that, we are all gonna have to move in with each other. People gonna have to take sacrifices and move in their cars and do whatever it take in order to beat the system. I mean, one thing that we got to understand is, before we got all this technology to so-called make our life better, we live straight off the earth. All these resources out here was just straight given to us. I mean, it's free. Only thing you gotta do is have the knowledge to know how to build a house, have the tools to knock some trees down to build a house, have the tools to go out there and hunt. That's how we live. I mean, but we came so far in life with all this technology, you would think it's supposed to be better, but it's not. It's stressing people out. You know what I'm saying? I was asking myself the other day, like, God dang, I've been here all this time and I still ain't conquered money. You know what I'm saying? I still ain't conquered money. I mean, maybe because I just want to live a basic, happy life. You know what I'm saying? And not be stressed out of paying bills. You know, I go out and get a job. I'll be looking for jobs that got a light at the end of the tunnel, because some jobs don't got a light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I'm saying? You don't know when you're going to get off. you'll be working all day. You know what I'm saying? I need to know what I'm doing. I do this, and do this, and I'm out. Some jobs don't. You know, people be on call. You know what I'm saying? They be end of their day, and they got to make a run to do something. I mean, some people just don't got that. I mean, it sucks out here, man. It sucks. And it's not easy at all. But we all gonna have to come together and show these people that we can do it without money. It is a better way. Apparently, these people, our government ain't figured it out. We gonna have to show them that we can do this and live a happy life without money. Because it's very stressful. You know what I'm saying? I understand that we got lights and gas and all that stuff. And, you know, we got to pay the people to come out and service our house anytime we have the lights go out and all that stuff. But I ain't having that much. I ain't having no problems. My lights only went out when there was a storm. So it shouldn't be going up. It's already on. The water, it's already on. Ain't nobody had to come out here and fix no water pipes or nothing. Because it's already on. So it ain't no reason why everything keep going up. The apartments is already built. People got they built an apartment for $1 million. They got 50 tenants. They pay that $1 million off in a year. They pay that $1 million off in a year. Say 2 years. Matter of fact, say 3 years. After 3 years, it's all profit. So it ain't no reason to keep going up. It's crazy. Now, did this young lady right here, did she give us a play? Was she letting us know this was the future coming for people, our young generation here in America? That you got to go out, live in your van to save your money and buy a house? Because she did that video 5 years ago. Now, 2 years ago, she bought her a house. We know she did it cash with all the millions of views that she got. And y'all got to understand is that even if you do live in your car and you have a job, I was thinking, you could make a lot of money with a job. If you got you a decent job, yeah, paying $20 to $25 an hour, you could make a lot of money if you wasn't paying no bills. So if you do sacrifice for 3 to 5 years, living in your car, living with family, you could stack a lot of money to go buy a cash house like this young lady did. So we got to start thinking different in order to beat the system. Because the system seems like they don't want us to be happy. One big happy family. But you can't do that. I'll be thinking like, dang, all this money I make, if I ain't had no bills and rent, I'll be balling. And it's so sad that with the necessities that I need of living, it's going to break me. You know what I'm saying? It's going to hurt my feelings. Like, real talk. It's going to hurt my feelings if I lose this because I lost my job. And that's another thing when it comes to jobs. When you start a job, the jobs, they know that you just got you a house, you just got you a car. It's like they know they got you by the balls and you're going to have to kiss their ass every time you go to work because they know you got these new things and you need them. And they know if you don't do what they tell you to do, you could be out of there in a blink of an eye. And all the stuff that you worked hard for and tried to accomplish to live a good life could be gone in the blink of an eye. It's sad out here. But hey, I wanted to tell y'all, you know what I'm saying? I support y'all. You know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do. Don't trip off of material things. That stuff come and go, and it don't even matter because what matters is family. And if you don't have family, you know what I'm saying? Just find good friends and everything. It's good people out here in this world. And let's come together, work together, and do what we got to do so we can live happily and stress-free. I'll catch y'all in the next video.